Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I thought I would do a quick video, fitness video. If you want to see more fitness videos, you can check out the playlist and the fitness and diet videos. This video is in reference to the fasting. If you don't know already, I eat one meal a day. That's the basic plan that I follow. Yes, I can still gain muscle and I lose fat doing that, obviously, right? You can check out the video I did on why I eat one meal a day. I've done some recent ones probably that you can find that explain this a little bit better, but I get some questions from this on this from time to time, and I am working on putting out a program. I'm working on the program, and I will have it available soon. I am testing it. I want to make sure that it is quite rigorous and that it does really work to the best as possible. I really want to tweak this because I've got something here that is seeming to work fantastically, like better than anything I've ever seen. But I don't want to put that out there until I've tested this well enough. Fair. So anyway, this question is from Anonymous, and he says, hi John, my name is Brian, and I want to ask you about intermittent fasting. Question 1, during my eating window, what can I eat? I mean, do I need to prepare myself clean dieting, or can I just eat foods containing enough calories to feed my daily macros and calorie deficit? And he says, my goal is to lose fat. So let me start with that question. If it fits your macros, right? So what do I think about this? If you're doing like the intermittent fast, if you're doing one meal a day, it depends on what you're trying to do, right? If your goal is not to lose fat, if you're just trying to go into maintenance mode, if you just want to simplify your life, one of the nice things about doing one meal a day is you can pretty much eat whatever you want, like within reason, right? You can't go pig out all the time. You will gain fat if you pig out, but you could go eat out and whatever. It's kind of if it fits your macros type of mentality is probably fine, and I've gotten away with that when I'm not trying to cut. When you're trying to lose fat, you got to be a little bit more picky. Now, what I would recommend is that you basically, the number one thing is that you count the calories so you're not so far over. As long as you're it's really easy to be in a deficit when you eat one meal a day. You just got to be, you got to make sure that you're in that range, right? So that's the number one thing. If you want the most optimal results, you should you probably don't have to worry so much about the clean eating as much, but what I would say is more important, and I'll talk about this in the program when I put this out, is I don't want to call it carb cycling, but that's essentially what it is that you want to, on days where you're doing aerobic activity, and you want to do it before you eat, you want to try to cut the carbs out. And then on the days when you lift weights, when you're doing strength training, which you should be, that's when you add the carbs right after the workout. And what that will do is it will really help you to lose the fat faster, because it's going to be sort of a double whammy. Essentially, the calories that you eat on the days that you lift, you're going to be extremely primed, you're going to be insulin sensitive, and this is kind of the secret sauce, if you will, to my whole program that's been working so well, is that you'll be using that to shunt those calories into muscle fibers, right, into muscle tissue, to actually replenish glycogen that you've lost over the last 2 days from your fasting and from not eating carbohydrates. And so instead of those calories going to fat, they're going to go to muscle. So that's why I say it's like a double whammy. So that's going to be the most effective thing. Obviously, clean eating. If you're just doing one meal a day and you're just trying to lose weight, eating fairly clean is going to be good. But part of the reason why clean eating works, right, or is effective, is because typically those quote clean foods are really just less calorie dense foods, right? When you're eating a lot of vegetables and lean protein sources, you're getting more bang for your buck, right? You're getting more full. So when you're only eating one meal a day, it's not quite as critical. I know a lot of people are going to be upset by this, but we have this perception of what is a clean food in our head, and it's somewhat skewed. And not to say that there isn't total junk food, right? High fructose corn syrup definitely will screw you up. High sugar is definitely bad. But in general, it is the macros, it is the calorie count that matters more than anything. And I would say that if I had to choose, if I just said, okay, what is it, if you're eating 1 meal a day, what's the one guideline you could give about what to eat? Eat high fat. Eat high fat and low carb. If you do that, you're gonna have the best results if you just wanted one simple rule. So then the second question you asked here is, I'm a coffee drinker. During my fasting time, I always prepare myself some coffee, and I can add some sugar, or can I add some sugar in it? I need to drink it as black, or do I need to drink it as black coffee without any sugar because it tastes so terrible without sugar? I hope you answered my questions. So here's the thing, okay. If you're fasting, you do not want to consume sugar. Coffee is totally fine. In fact, it's good. It's actually going to increase the ketamine levels, I think. I always screw up that word, but anyway, it's basically going to increase a hormone that is going to accelerate fat loss or facilitate fat loss through the lipolysis process, how fat it basically gets pulled from the fat tissues. So caffeine is definitely a stimulant that can help you. So drinking coffee is good, but you should probably try to drink it black, or maybe put some artificial sweetener in there if you're not too sensitive to that. Some people are. Some people, it does spike their insulin. Basically what we want to do is we want to prevent any kind of insulin response. And so if you drink some coffee and it has a little bit of sugar in there, it's going to sort of set you back. So the thing is this: as long as there is insulin circulating in your bloodstream, you cannot really burn fat. That pathway that burns fat, your body is either in an anabolic or a catabolic stage. What that means, or state, what that means is that either it's going to be storing stuff or it's going to be using stuff, but it doesn't really do both at the same time, right? There's some exceptions to this, but for the most part. So if you want to be burning fat, you don't want to have insulin, and it's going to sort of interrupt that process or to not make it as optimized. So I would recommend, I drink coffee when I'm fasting, but what I do is I either drink it black. If you get good coffee, it actually tastes good black, right? You should try it. You got to get good coffee. But the other thing you could do is you could throw like a little Splenda in there, or like a very, very low calorie creamer. Just put a tiny drop in there. That's probably not going to affect you very much, but you got to be careful. Definitely, if you put sugar in there and you put a decent amount of creamer or milk in there, it's going to cause that response. If you want to be pure, if you want to have the best possible results, I don't know how much putting a little bit of creamer, a little bit of sugar or something might throw you off, but it's going to make a difference. So if you want the best possible results, just drink it black or drink some tea or something like that. It's not, you gotta make some sacrifices for vanity. Vanity doesn't come cheaply. So anyway, Brian, hopefully that helps you. If you're interested, of course, in checking out my diet program, subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting out here, and you'll see. I've been getting just ridiculous, crazy results on this. I'll show the charts when I actually put out the program, or when I put up the advertisement for it. But essentially, I have been gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time, like at a rapid fat loss rate, while I'm increasing lean mass. And it's because I'm doing these manipulations. It's hard. I'm not going to lie to you. What I'm doing is quite difficult. I'm going to make an easy version of it that's not going to be as effective, but I've never seen something this effective. I've basically taken everything I've learned over the last 20 years of diet, nutrition, science, self-experimentation, and I've put it all together into what would be the most possible effective thing that you could do to basically transform your body, and that's where this came from. So anyway, and part of this is doing the 1 meal a day type of fasting program. So if you have questions for me, even if they're fitness questions, email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com. If you like the channel, definitely subscribe, and if you'd like to join the community, check out the Patreon page there. So anyway, I'll talk to you next time. Take care.